Aya Wilson is reportedly unhappy following news that Caitlin Clark might explore opportunities to play in Europe. Wilson, who has already pushed to be the face of Nike, is now facing tension as Clark's potential overseas earnings raise new questions and comparisons.
Nonsense about things that Caitlin was doing wrong when, in my personal opinion, she was doing nothing but going out there and playing great basketball every night and ignoring the hate that was coming to her from all sides, not only from...
If Caitlin Clark heads overseas, she's set to become the highest paid women's basketball player in the world, and Aya Wilson isn't happy about it. Wilson, a multi-time MVP, believes her accomplishments should make her the top name in the sport, earning the biggest opportunities and recognition. But that's not how things are playing out, and the growing spotlight on Clark is reportedly causing tension.
Wilson, 28 years old, 1,000 points in the regular season. Why is that not the biggest story out at the moment? And why are we talking about Caitlin Clark?
Why exactly? Why when Asia was releasing a shoe were we talking about?
Caitlin Clark has boosted sponsorship deals, raised player salaries, and helped turn the WNBA into one of the most watched sports leagues. Yet, despite all she's done, some players continue to show jealousy. This is exactly why she should consider leaving. Now, let's take a look at what a game looks like without Caitlin Clark.
In place where she'll go for 26 and 12. I mean, those are great numbers for any player, no matter how long you've been in the league. She's learned how to play the game, and she said, I had to learn how to play the WNBA.
Aya Wilson sees herself as the face of the league, but the reality is that before Caitlin Clark arrived, the WNBA wasn't drawing this level of attention. Caitlin has transformed the league's visibility, and she deserves to be the highest paid player. If she decides to move overseas, it might serve as a wake-up call for players.
Take a look at the stands. All the seats, even the courtside seats, are empty.
The possibility of Caitlin Clark signing a contract with a European basketball league has sent shockwaves through the WNBA. Europe has long been a haven for elite talent across various sports, offering competitive leagues, lucrative contracts, and international recognition. For Caitlin, the financial incentives of playing overseas are substantial, with salaries often surpassing those available in the WNBA. Europe represents not only a chance to secure her financial future, but also an opportunity to continue dominating the game on a global stage.
Moved home games to bigger arenas when Indiana came to town to accommodate more fans. I'm not finished. Attendance for the entire league is up nearly 50% this year, and Indiana leads all teams with an average attendance of 17,035, up 319% from a year ago.
Aya Wilson has made her feelings about Caitlin Clark's potential move to Europe clear, and at the core of her frustration is money. As one of the WNBA's most dominant players for years, the idea that Caitlin could earn more overseas hits a nerve. It's not just about financial security, it's about the recognition and respect that come with being the highest paid athlete. In professional sports, salary often symbolizes value, and those at the top of the pay scale are seen as the most influential, both on and off the court. For Aya, who has tirelessly built her brand and earned her place as the face of the league, Caitlin's rising stardom poses a direct challenge. The prospect that Clark's earning power could soon surpass hers creates an uncomfortable reality. Her status as the league's top star may no longer be secure. For someone who has carried the spotlight for years, that's a difficult pill to swallow.
From being one of the most loved teams in the WNBA to being riddled with so much drama this season. A'ja Wilson was under fire last week for the privileged comment that she made to Kelsey Plum.
But it's not just about the money. Aya Wilson's reaction to Caitlin Clark's potential move to Europe also stems from a deeper concern, the fear of losing her position as the leading figure in women's basketball. For years, Aya has been the go-to name when the WNBA is mentioned, but Caitlin's rapid ascent has disrupted that narrative. The idea that Caitlin could not only out-earn her but also capture the global spotlight overseas challenges Aya's long-held sense of prominence and security within the sport. Being the face of the WNBA is about more than talent. It's about capturing the public's imagination, driving viewership, and representing the league on a global stage. Aya has carried that mantle for some time, but Caitlin Clark's meteoric rise has sparked an undeniable power shift and an intense, growing rivalry between the league's two brightest stars.
With it, I thought she would be unanimous. I mean, it's not even close, because I said the most important person in the league is Caitlin Clark, and should be a top 5, if not, it should have been a top 3 MVP.
For Aya Wilson, The challenge isn't just about being the best player, it's about staying relevant in a rapidly evolving landscape, where Caitlin Clark's name is quickly becoming synonymous with the future of women's basketball. One of the most noticeable differences between the two stars lies in how they are perceived by fans. Caitlin has rapidly built a devoted following, with strong support both on and off the court. Her social media presence is vibrant, and her games consistently draw impressive viewership numbers. This has created a visible divide. Despite years of excellence, Aya hasn't been able to generate the same level of fan loyalty or public excitement that Caitlin seems to attract with ease. Why has Caitlin connected so quickly while Aya struggles to maintain that same momentum? Part of the answer lies in the power of novelty. Fans are often drawn to the next big thing, and Caitlin's arrival has introduced a fresh storyline to the WNBA. While Aya represents the league's established greatness, Caitlin is viewed as its future, and in the world of sports, the future often outshines the past.
You're supposed to be the MVP and you only got one win out of that series. That's why I think, now I wonder if they had a 5-game series in the first round, there might be a possibility they may not win that series.
For Asia, this lack of fan recognition is a point of frustration. She has worked hard to build her legacy, and yet she finds herself overshadowed by someone who has only just begun making her mark. This isn't just about losing fans, it's about losing relevance in a league where fan loyalty can make or break a player's career. Asia's concern is that as Caitlin's army of supporters grows, her own fan base may dwindle, leaving her in a less powerful position both in the league and in the public eye. Winning MVP should have solidified her as the face of the WNBA, but instead she's watching as Caitlin takes over the spotlight. Puzzling aspects of Caitlin Clark's rise is the league's apparent reluctance to fully embrace her. Despite all that Caitlin has done for the WNBA both in terms of viewership and advocacy, she has faced resistance from within the league. This resistance is surprising given that Caitlin has not only elevated the profile of women's basketball but also introduced meaningful changes such as charter jets for player travel. Why would the WNBA, an organization that should be celebrating its stars, treat Caitlin this way? Part of the answer lies in the nature of change. Caitlin represents a new era of players, one that challenges the status quo.
So bad they got the #1 pick. You gotta be bad to get the #1 pick. And she led them to their first 20-win season in almost a decade. She led them to the playoffs. I mean, the girl deserved the award.
Her outspokenness, her rapid rise to fame, and her willingness to push for better conditions have made her a controversial figure. For some, she is seen as a threat to the established order, a player who is shaking up the league too quickly. But this resistance is also about power. Kin's influence has grown to the point where she can make demands, and that kind of power can be uncomfortable for those who are used to controlling the narrative.
James had tennis shoes in his rookie year. He didn't have a fraction of the impact on the NBA that Caitlin Clark has had on the
The league's reluctance to fully support Caitlin Clark reflects a deeper tension, one between preserving the existing power structure and embracing a new generation of player-led influence. Caitlin's impact on the WNBA extends far beyond her performance on the court. One of her most tangible contributions has been advocating for charter jets, a major upgrade from the grueling commercial travel schedules that once left players fatigued and underprepared. Thanks to her push, players now experience more professional, comfortable travel, a shift that directly improves their ability to perform. But Clark's influence doesn't stop at logistics. She has emerged as a strong advocate for better conditions across the board, from fair compensation to improved treatment of athletes. Her willingness to speak out has positioned her as a leader within the league, even as it has drawn criticism from some corners. Despite facing resistance from both league leadership and certain veteran players, Caitlin has stayed focused on driving meaningful change. Yet, instead of being widely celebrated for these efforts, she has become a lightning rod for controversy. Some players, including Aya Wilson, reportedly view Caitlin's growing influence and outspoken approach as a challenge to the established order. This has exposed a growing rift between those who embrace Clark's vision for the league's future and those who remain tied to the traditions of the past. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.